Welcome to the Omni Cable Wire and Cable Education series. Today we will focus on the principles of electricity. By the end of this segment, you'll be well versed in the principles of electricity. There are many things to learn about the principles of electricity, but shown here we have identified our main objectives. We will learn what electricity is, how we compare it to water flow. We will also define what is a volt, an ampere, an ohm. We'll discuss Ohm's law and ampacity. In conclusion, a short quiz will be provided to see how much you learned about the principles of electricity. What is electricity? Electricity is commonly defined as a set of physical phenomena associated by the presence and flow of electrical charge. We commonly see this phenomena as lightning, static electricity, electromagnetism, and current. In the context of wire and cable, electricity is the flow of this current along a conductor. This electric current takes the form of free electrons, which transfer from one atom to the next. That being said, the more free electrons a conductive material has, the better it conducts electricity. We will talk more about the conductivity of materials in the conductors and stranding module. There are three parameters involved in the basic electrical equation known as Ohm's law: the volt, the ampere, and the ohm. We will discuss each of these individually as well as briefly explain Ohm's law. Because electricity cannot be seen, the water flow analogy is used to explain its characteristics. First, there is voltage, which measures the amount of pressure being applied. Next, there are amps, which measures the rate of the flow. Lastly, there are ohms, which measures the amount of resistance across a conductor. A volt is a unit of pressure which tells the amount of electromotive force used to push a current of 1 ampere through a conductor with a resistance of 1 ohm. Low voltage means there will be low pressure, like this faucet, and high voltage means there will be high pressure, like the nozzle of a pressure washer. The ampere is a unit of electrical current flow. When 1 coulomb of electrons flows past a given point in a conductor in 1 second, it is defined as a current of 1 ampere or amp. Low amperage is a low flow rate, like a gallon of water flowing out of this pipe, and high amperage has a high flow rate, like the Niagara Falls example, which outputs 150,000 gallons per second. The ohm is a unit of resistance within 2 points of a conductor transmitting 1 amp of current subjected to 1 volt. Low ohms is low resistance, like this water draining freely through a sink drain, and high ohms is high resistance, like water slowly draining out of a clogged sink. The Ohm's law is the creation of German physicist George Ohm. It states that the current through a conductor between 2 points is directly proportional to the potential difference across the 2 points. The Ohm's law symbol represents the fact that resistance plus current equals electricity. This law can be put into the following mathematical equations. Ohm's law can be described in 3 different equations. Voltage equals current times resistance. The formula is often expressed as shown in the image, where E equals voltage, I equals current, and R equals resistance. The formula can be rearranged a couple of other ways. Current equals voltage divided by resistance, or resistance equals voltage divided by current. Ampere capacity, or ampacity for short, is the maximum amount of electric current that a conductor can carry before sustaining immediate or progressive deterioration. The ampacity of the conductor depends on the following criteria: insulation temperature rating, the electrical resistance of the conductor material, the frequency of the current in the case of AC current, the ability to dissipate heat, and the ambient temperature. Due to the complexity of ampacities, we remind you again to refer your customer to the vendor catalog or NEC ampacity data for any ampacity questions. Next is a short quiz to see how much you learned about the principles of electricity. True or false? In the context of wire and cable, electricity is the flow of current along a conductor. Match the term with the best described definition. Create a match by dragging your answer from left to right. Match the term that best describes the scenario. Create a match by dragging your answer from left to right. If a volt is a unit of pressure or force, then what voltage best describes the below scenarios? True or false? Amps can be best described as the volume or flow of electricity past a fixed point in a fixed amount of time. True or false? The higher the resistance within 2 points on a conductor, the lower the ohms there are. True or false? Ohm's law expresses the correlation between current, voltage, and resistance. The ampacity of a conductor depends on the following criteria. Check all that may apply. What term describes the maximum amount of electrical current that a conductor can carry before sustaining immediate or progressive deterioration or failure? This concludes the Principles of Electricity Education series module. Thank you for taking the time to learn about the principles of electricity.